Good morning. Hello.
Afternoon.
Is it afternoon? I haven't had my lunch.
Afternoon.
Boys behind. Hello, Facebook land. Leora and I have got together this morning to chat about what the hell perimenopause is anyway, because that's something that people who are considering doing our online program often ask us. And I think it's a brilliant question because 10 years ago, even quite well-informed people didn't really know about it, and now it's much more spoken about. So I think it'll be really interesting to share what it is, both in medical terms and in terms of the psychological aspects of it to look out for.
Go for it, Kate. What are those medical signs?
Why do I have to do that bit? You always plays my strengths.
It's what we love.
Okay, well, it just means the time before your period's finish. So it's a very vague term, but you would know that you were in perimenopause if your cycle was changing, and it will change in an infinite varieties of ways. So it might be longer, or it might be shorter, or your period might be heavier, or it might be lighter. And sometimes there's no change at all. And you might see this, you know, that the average age for menopause, which means when that's your last period, is 51 in the UK. So you might see changes anywhere from your late 30s through to late 40s.
Yeah, that sounds quite daunting, doesn't it? That we're talking about 10 years of...
It's 10 years and very vague.
It's 10 years of very vague, yeah. So it's different levels of, and as the years go on, the intensity does change.
Yeah.
You're going to speak to people who have breezed through perimenopause and reached menopause and what's the big deal? There are going to be people who have gone, oh, okay, something's different. Things are different here, but it's just been a bit different, and menopause comes. And for others, it's an utter shit show. So there is the holding of that as well. So go on then, Kate. What tends to be the first sign? One of the first psychological signs.
Well, it was certainly true for me, and I see it a lot in the people that we work with on the program, is that the desire to have more time to ourselves is really strong. And you know, if so often that's not available, and so often that feels impossible, and it often comes laden with all kinds of judgment about it, about guilt, and the difficulty of taking time out for ourselves I think, you know, it comes up all the time. And I really want you to know that it's okay to take time for yourself, and that is kind of healing balm, really, to have that withdrawal time. And that can be a cup of tea, or it can be, you know, a sort of don't be too much. You know, a big breath outside the kitchen door, and you know, sometimes that is all we can get, but even that is something, you know, just to allow yourself some time by yourself.
And it might be, so if this is something that's familiar to you, and you are finding that Kate's words are going, oh yeah, I'm getting this call to separate off from social engagements and people, situations, children,
Fathers.
can be very, very strong. Tune back into, and this is this is where we're programmed in such a clever way. If you are still cycling, tune back into this sense of separation, this sense of wanting to be alone before, in your premenstrual phase. So in that autumnal phase, we talk in the seasons, in that autumn phase, before you bleed, do you recognize that there may be, it could be a fleeting moment, it could be a whole day that you just say, I don't want to see anybody, made plans and going, no, that actually isn't going to happen today. It's really empowering, really, really powerful. So it's recognizing that period of time, that little phase of time in the premenstrual psyche that just gets stronger and stronger and stronger as we move through perimenopause. But noticing it, be able to notice it early within your monthly cycle, within your cycle, is really, really helpful. That's
and allowing, a lot of what we see works to ease our way through perimenopause is just allowing these feelings that might be challenging, like, oh yes, there's that feeling of wanting to withdraw, or rage and anger, and these really strong feelings that often get misdirected at it's probably just spitty, sorry, probably just me, they often get missed. Advantages of assuming that I don't spit at you, don't dribble all over your face. Don't wipe my screen. I forgot what I was going to say.
Rage.
Rage. Yeah, it often gets misdirected towards the wrong people, But if I'm
or the right people in the wrong way, or the right people in an unskillful way.
Yeah.
That's the
definitely do that too. And if you're someone like me, I'm quite buttoned down. I think I know that I sort of do live things and wave my arms around a lot, but I'm not naturally good at expressing very charged emotions. So that builds up over 40 years. And Leora mentioned autumn, because we work with a seasonal framework, both the perimenopause and premenstrual phase are autumnal times. So that's, if you think about the autumn, that's something that might involve letting go, releasing, coming back in, withdrawing in towards ourselves. Yeah, what else? Can't think.
Yeah, just noticing a shedding. There's a shedding. There's a physical shedding aspect with our menstrual cycle that also comes with a shedding within the psyche. But as we're saying, it just gets stronger and stronger in the autumn phase of our life, in perimenopause. So it is that feeling of shedding and the grief and pain that comes with that.
Yeah. Oh, the grief, that's us.
Yeah, it's a biggie.
Yeah. And again, so if you're looking for like solution, our top tip is just being aware of these feelings and allowing them is medicine enough in itself. Just giving as a little space, a little more softness around these difficult feelings is so healing.
And paying attention as well, because the big message is that when these emotions arise, is that you're not getting it wrong, and there's nothing wrong here. There's actually messages coming through, and whatever is coming up for a reason. So that's it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for healing. It's an opportunity for growth. But in the moment, as Kate says, that awareness and that acknowledgement of what's coming up just allows you a breath. It just allows you an in-breath. And,
Out-breath.
and it allows you the in-breath. That's the one. Just stay with the in-breath. She's doing her beaker impression. Because that's it, isn't it? And then you go kaboom. Yes, don't listen to me. I am not a yoga teacher. The out-breath, it does allow.
The softening. And the out-breath is the autumnal part of the breath as well. So that can be another sort of internal, very accessible support to really sink into the softness into your out-breath too. It can be that's something that I do a lot, and it's very soothing.
So if there was any kind of top tip to come out of this, because you mentioned solutions. We don't do solutions.
Solutions, but we know that we long for them, and yet, it's a.
But the top tip, it always comes back to kindness. It just comes back to allowing the kindness for everything we've been blathering on in the past 10 minutes. Just holding everything in kindness and understanding and listening.
So if this sort of piques your interest and is something that you might like to investigate further, we have our online program, and that is enrolling just until next Saturday night. So you're welcome to email us or message us if you have questions, if you want to know whether it might be your thing.
And as a little reminder, if you look up, if we have clear skies next Saturday, we chose to launch it. We've got a blue moon coming up. We've got two full moons in 1 month. So we launched it on the first full moon, and we're closing it on the second. So if you look up in the sky and go, it's a full moon, but I haven't enrolled for perimenopause unwrapped. There's a nice little lunar reminder.
Yes, reminder. And you'll have the material to go through at your own pace. Anyway, so yeah, is that it?
I think that's it.
What did you say? I'll stick the link in the comments underneath.
Yes, like I did last time.
Oh yeah, you forgot. Well, I did it. That's why there's two of us.
Perimenopausal brain fog.
Okay. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back. Oh, I know what I meant to say. We'll be back. We're going to be back on Wednesday. Mornings on Laura's. What's your name again? On Laura's timeline, and then on Saturday back over on here. So we'll see you then. Okay. Toodaloo.
Okay. Bye bye.